Get foreign nationals in Britain who support terrorism on the first plane out of here. And if the Human Rights Brigade want to block that plane on the tarmac, well, they can get gone as well. Why is that controversial? Why? Here's the latest data released today. Nearly 3/4 of people think that foreign nationals who glorify Islamist terrorism should be deported from the UK. That is an overwhelming majority of people. The controversial view should be keeping them here. The controversial view should be trying to help bring them back to Britain, like in the case of Shamima Begum. In fact, when you really look at the numbers, 74% of people agreed that foreign terror supporters should be removed from the UK. 4% disagreed, and 22% said they did not know. So just 4% would keep them here. I'm sure plenty of you listening to this now are thinking that perhaps they should have their hard drives checked, and you would not be alone in thinking that. But before the usual types on social media start banging on at me about how this is some kind of hard right, far right issue and we're all a bunch of frothing racist Nazis, the data shows that 70% of Labour voters would deport them and 73% of Remainers. So there you go. That's a heck of a lot of far right bigots, isn't it? This is the prime example of our politicians needing to get out more. It is the overwhelming majority view of people right across the political spectrum that if you support a foreign terror group, you should be deported. We should do some kind of mass public lie detector test, or probably just ask people, actually. I'm sure plenty of them would openly tell you. And if it turns out that they have sympathy for the Taliban, which a lot of people apparently helping with our counter-terrorism prevent scheme do, or Al-Qaeda, or ISIS, or Hamas, or anyone like that, then they're on the first plane out of here. Of course, by this logic, there is the chance that we may have had to deport the former Labour leader, but that wouldn't have been the end of the world, would it? We could at least do it with channel migrants. If they are coming from countries where terror groups are prominent, we need to know, and we need to get them out of here. The reality is that there are a very fringe group of about 4% of people in Britain that one would imagine the majority of them are either hardcore charity activists, lawyers, or an actual terror group sympathisers themselves, and they make a lot of noise. They're big on social media, OK? They seem like there's millions of them out there. But there isn't. There really isn't. Just ignore them and do what's in the best interest of Britain. This idea politicians have that they couldn't possibly start deporting more people because there'd be outrage. Yeah, there would be, amongst a small group of idiots who are probably very angry about life in general anyway. Just ignore them. Move on. It should absolutely not be controversial to get Islamist terrorists out of Britain and do more to stop them coming in. If they like those groups so much, OK, I personally would be happy to pay for their flight ticket to wherever their jihadi mates live.